Oh no, it's her again. I don't know if I can do it.
You've got to have some serious demons in your life to reject a parent like this.
Oh my God. I feel triggered just looking at her. She's so powerful.
Said I was emotionally abusive. I buy myself a present for Haley's birthday every year.
Nothing's gonna happen to you, baby. I just want a hug.
You know what? Honestly, I don't give a
Oh my God, I love Narc Week. It's only 15 minutes. It's only 15 minutes. We are safe. We are safe.
Can people really heal from the pain of estrangement? If you're an estranged parent, I know this journey can seem like it's never going to end. You just think, I'll never get over this. There's no way.
When is she going to stop this little tantrum? Narrative rewriting.
I love this child. This child has rejected me for whatever reasons.
Yes.
Not to invalidate their reasons.
Oh, you are.
I'm sure they're good reasons.
No.
In their own heart, because you've got to have some serious demons in your life to reject a parent like this.
Who is the demon? Where does the demon lie? Where is the lair of the demon? Who could it be? Could it be? No. Where is the demon? Where did this trauma come from? This child has told me that I've hurt them, but it must be a demon.
And sometimes they need space to grapple with their own personal
Space from the
issues.
demon.
But when you're on the parent side, and maybe you didn't get any explanation, a full explanation, or maybe you got an explanation that just seemed kind
Not
of hard
good
to
enough.
fathom.
Not kind of hard to fathom. It's incredibly hard to fathom me being the problem. Now, look, if you're here all this week on Narc Week, you will see these tools over and over and over again. And what tool did we just see? When you lay it out cleanly for the person and they say, what? How did we get here? What are you talking about? Why are you so upset? When you get that reaction, that means you have explained yourself perfectly and you've cornered them. And now the only thing they can do, amnesia.
Then it's a shock.
Yeah.
And basically what you're dealing with, it's a grieving process. It is an ambiguous grieving process because you're mourning someone who's still alive,
Yeah.
but who doesn't want to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
And although this is a really tough pill for parents to swallow, I know it was for me. I want to tell you that you can heal. You absolutely can heal. I've talked to over 100 parents.
Yo, why she got the most hood stance I have ever seen? Why she posed up right now like a felon that's about to tell me not to do drugs and they've seen what it's done to their friend? I know we're only 2 minutes in, but this is the most tolerable video from her so far. And actually, this is the most accountability I've seen from her so far. Like, we're not getting much, but we're actually getting enough that it's satisfying me. Like, oh, you've really accepted, like, you've been cut off. Look at the water. Look at the water, Diane. Just look at the water. Dingus Dev said, the dare person who comes in to shoot it straight with you.
Parents deeply grappling with this issue, and I've seen all kinds of parents from all kinds of walks of life with all kinds of mindsets and backgrounds and situations. Estrangements are not all the same. They're very different. Every situation is entirely unique. You can't just look at one person's situation, consider it for 5 minutes and say, oh, it's this person's fault or that person's fault. It is very much a multifaceted breakdown.
It is your fault.
Of a relationship, and there can be so many factors. There can
It is
be
your fault.
abuse, there can be mental illness, there can be addictions, there can be ideologies, there can be so many things.
Wow, it would be crazy if the addiction and the emotional suppression was caused by the manipulative abuse they experienced as a child. It would be crazy if the mental health was caused by the abuse, neglect, and manipulation they experienced as a child. That would be fucking wild, you know? Yo, y'all ever have a moment that like a phrase that somebody said has been burned into your brain for eternity and you never said anything about it, you never call it out, and then 5 years later, you finally like say to the person,
Hey, that thing you said that's been seared into my brain for 5 years really hurt me.
and then they said back,
I never said that.
like, guys, we're at a point where we just have to laugh about it, you know? You know that they said it. You know that it happened. Like, what are we doing? See, I know you may feel the rage right now, but eventually it's so funny. I'm like, okay. I have to laugh.
Love you. You cannot make them do anything because if you've done your job,
Dude, she's
they
sitting
are
in it.
adults living out in the world, supporting themselves, being their own person, and we just have to let them fly, let them go, let them be. Our job is done. It is tragic when they choose to cut you out of their life. You know, we have all of our own emotions, everything: disgust, shame, shock, fear, sadness, anger, resentment. All of these emotions can just be overwhelming at times, but you need to
Oh my God. Mad Fart 69, introspective username and introspective question, said, can you talk about the dynamic between a narc parent and a narc child and how it's them against the rest of the siblings who see it for what it is? That dynamic is a nightmare when there is a narc parent, narc child, and then one other child that doesn't have other siblings to talk to. The narc child, they will bond with the narc parent by triangulating against that child, and they will never know what's going on. So if you are in that dynamic, you might feel it. You have this sibling, maybe an older or younger sibling that is obsessed. Well, of course, it's an older or younger sibling, right? But you'll have this sibling that is obsessed with their parents' validation, and they will both put you down in order to get it. And then they bond more. It's a fucking nightmare. And when you finally get out of it, you will have so much more depth, so much more knowledge. And that sibling is still going to be chasing their parent around. And that parent will never let that sibling go. And that will be their life forever. Like, imagine you get into your 30s or so and your sibling, your sister, is still like,
I'm still mom's favorite. I still won mom.
okay, you fucking weirdo. All right, have fun with that. If you're in that dynamic, go do anything else, and you will be so much happier. You won. You literally won while they're like wrestling each other, and they're like, and then also their dynamic is weird, right? That's just weird. Next.
And so, yes, we go back and we reflect and we think about what did we do wrong and what could we have done better. And, you know, you sort of sift through the rubble of your life and just try to make sense of it all. And so that's a process. It's a process. It goes on for a while. There's some deep reflection that you go through. But, you know, in the end, you can't beat yourself up forever. You know, yes, acknowledge what you did wrong. Yes, do better next time, all of those things, but ultimately you have to forgive yourself.
Ooh.
And you have to forgive the child too.
Has anyone else noticed, because we've been watching her journey, that like she's saying different things than she said in the past, and then she'll come right back around to, and you've got to forgive the child. Girl, forgive the child for what? If she had not gone on this victim tirade to punish her daughter for cutting her off and stalking her on social media and making all these insane claims, do you think there's a world where, you know, 3, 4, 5 years later, she may have let her mom back into her life, even the way she was with her tactics, just been like, damn, you know, I miss my mom. It happens, you know? But now, with all of this shit that she's done on YouTube, she has dug this hole so deep that she may never, ever have a relationship with her child again. She may never meet her grandchildren. They may never talk again. And what's crazy about this is this woman had a trait where she was so desperate for control and victimhood that she just completely blacked herself out of the next 30 years of her daughter's life, or forever, basically, because she just couldn't handle the rejection. Like, yo, shut up, go to therapy, sit down, and maybe you'll get to meet your grandchildren. But like, dude, because for me personally, if I cut off a family member and they did this on YouTube, I will never, ever speak to you again. And you can count on that. That is the one truth and honor that I will keep to myself. You can count on that, buddy.
Because one of the resentments that we parents carry pretty closely through this process for a while is anger and resentment of the child for
Ooh, the
choosing
tone when
you
she
know,
said
just
anger.
dump us, basically.
Dump us. Wait, and guess what? That can be done. The thought that you own or control a human being because you are their parent is, I understand the roots of it, but it is just simply not true. You must love and care for your child to some degree. Otherwise, no, they don't have to be there. I know, it's shocking. It's absolutely insane, but it's true. In her desperate attempt of control and punishing the child, can you guys imagine how empty it's going to feel in 10 or 15 years when she legitimately has no contact with her daughter? Like, I actually don't think that she thinks that this is pain. This is nowhere near what she's going to feel in 10 or 15 years. It's nowhere near. It's really not.
And that's really all we can do is make the best of a bad situation.
I thought that was a big butt. Wait, is it? Why does it look like a thick acorn? What the fuck is this?
I have done a lot of internal reflection, and sure, I take accountability for my part in whatever I think might have gone wrong with my daughter. Not 100% sure all the things because there's no contact, but there are some things, and yeah, for what I did, I totally get it. And that's all I can do. I'm not going to beat myself up or flagellate myself in front of the entire internet.
What did you cut out there, ma'am? What was cut out? I was about to say, there's moments where, like, she says things that I have to say are better than the previous video, but then she'll just add this little hook on. She'll be like, you know, I do take accountability for what that little fucking bitch did to me.
It is what it is. And part of the healing journey is accepting what is, facing the truth, no matter how harsh or ugly it is, and accepting responsibility for your part.
Yo, so subtle. No matter how ugly it is. And, you know, the big part is accepting responsibility. Like, holy shit. She's getting better, but we're still in the trenches, guys.
No matter how harsh or ugly it is, and accepting responsibility for your part in it, and forgiving yourself, forgiving your child, forgiving anyone else who was a participant perhaps in the situation, wishing them well, blessing them, and just moving on with life. We're like leaves in the river of life.
Did she just say we're like leaves in the river of life? Jesus Christ. Katie said, BOZE, what are you supposed to do when the older sibling is estranged and the parents take it out on the younger ones? Hey, when it's time to go, leave. Go. Look, if you're 16, 17, start ramping up for that job, honey. I moved out when I was 17. I was like, I must leave. Goodbye, everybody. You can do it, girl. You guys band together and get out and stop talking to them. Move on. Listen, I know that not everybody can move out. I moved in with 5 people. I had 5 roommates. I was the 6th. I lived in a room that only contained a bed, okay? I did not even have a plug in the room that I was in. It was not an actual bedroom. It was like a little area where they just set up a curtain for me. And I lived there, okay? I lived there and I got my head on straight. If you need to live in a little hole for a minute, if you need to go to a shelter or something, believe it or not, sometimes it is better than staying there. And also, you need to know too, if you have some kind of NARC family member or NARC parent or something like that, because look, guys, sometimes it's a guardian. If you have somebody like that, they will make you believe that you cannot take care of yourself. I will never forget paying my bills and having a person say,
You can't even pay your bills.
why are the lights on? Why is the rent paid? What are you talking about? Okay, they will make you think that you can't live out on your own. But the reality is that they need you in the house. They need you as supply. They need to trigger you. They need to get attention from you. They need to get things from you, okay? If you are in that environment, like, look, at 16, start working. If you can. I know everybody can't, but for the ones that can, start working, go do whatever, figure it out. You gotta go. You gotta leave. Go move in with a friend. Go live with 6 roommates. Go move in with your significant other. I don't even know. But believe it or not, you gotta go. It's just what you do sometimes, all right? I think I was in that situation for like 6 or 7 months, and then I saved up and I got a place. So
It is what it is, baby.
let me just say this one more time. I understand not everybody can get out. I am just telling you what I did. That's it.
So there's a lot of different ways that parents cope with the pain of estrangement. Some of them join Facebook groups, some of them read books, some of them go to therapy, some of them take courses. Some people find friends in their community who are going through the same thing and connect with those people. Some people find a lot of comfort in their church community. There is no right or wrong way to approach the coping of estrangement. Everybody does it differently. Everybody does it on their own time. You just have to work through it in the best way you know how. We've had a private community for about a year, a little over a year now. And
Wait, tell me why on the top left here, why is it her with her face covered
private community
out?
for
Look.
about a year,
What?
a little over a year now. And it's just a beautiful small community. We like it that way.
Victim
it's
chat.
an oasis, honestly, of tranquility where
Victim
you
chat.
can pour your heart out in a safe space, and we all help each other work through our various issues because every single one of us has a unique set of circumstances that we're facing in the estrangement. And the other thing I want to let you know is that we've gone ahead and created a program to help parents go from heartbreak to healing if this kind of a structured environment
Dude, I have a crazy idea. You should stop being a bitch. Just saying.
works
And
best for you.
We created this because so many parents reached out, heartbroken, frustrated, and feeling stuck.
Yo, this little infomercial, this little voice over here, this is another control thing. It's like, I am not alone. I have people. I have people that support me, and your words don't mean anything. This is just like more ego stuff, man. Like this, look, at the end of the day, you may never meet your grandchildren because of this YouTube channel. And you think it hurts now, you are going to be in a world of hurt in 10 years.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
She may as well just keep making videos at this point because there's no turning back after this.
Many had tried therapy, books, and support groups with little relief, and some had even attempted professional reconciliation, only to find it pushed their kids further away. The reality,
Okay, I gotta skip through her little commercial. I can't do it. Jesus.
my personal guidance as a mom who's been there and come out.
My personal guidance as a mom, she is now the leader of the estranged narc moms.
You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be resentful. You don't have to be miserable all of the time. You don't have to be so depressed you don't want to get out of bed. Yes, are all those reactions valid? 100%. You're going to have these feelings. But the point is, you need to understand that they're temporary. These feelings are temporary, and if you just kind of take that perspective and you're able to step out of yourself and just realize as they're kind of more like this, my own comment and give up. I've spoken to a bunch of, they're not all party of parents. We have these children. We love these children. We love these children no matter what. Thick and thin, whether they're here or not. We love them. I'm going to love them forever. And they can't change that. And
We're gonna love these children no matter what. We're gonna love them forever, and they can't change that. Do you hear the control language in there? Disguised as love. I don't want this love. I don't want it. You can keep it. Like, and actually, it's so funny. She says, I'm gonna love them no matter what, and they can't change that. Actually, I'm gonna put a wall between me and that love that you're trying to get me, and I'm never gonna receive it. It's funny because, like, energetically you can tell them that I'm never going to receive this. There's a wall. Your love hits the wall and it stops right fucking there. It's going to sound so corny, but like you either tell them you keep that and you keep loving that wall and I will be on the other side of it. So fuck off. That one is very annoying to me. Yeah, love denied. Deny their love. I'm going to deny your love. And then you can't deny your love and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I did. It's not coming through." It's so crazy to me that like this is also confining and controlling and it's under the guise of love. I rebuke that, honey. You keep it.
We love these children no matter what. Thick and thin, whether they're here or not. We love them and we're going to love them forever. And they can't change that. And that's just, the door is open. The door is open if they want to come through, but if they don't, then that's fine too. The point is to get to a spot in your life where it's okay either way. It's okay if they come back. It's okay if they don't come back. It's okay.
She says, the door's open. They can walk right through it. I need you to visually imagine yourself walking up to her door and closing it and walking away. Because then what would they do? Like, I mean, really, like through imagery, picture that. They're going to freak out and be like, "No, I'm going to open the door again." But like, you've already closed it and you're already gone. Like somehow, energetically, I need you to do that. Like, oh my God, how funny is that?
So, it's 2025. Make this your year to heal. You can make this choice. Make it your choice. In our community, that's our theme this year. We're going to make this our best year ever, no matter what our kids decide to do or not do. And as parents who raise these children with love and in good faith, to the best of our...
Editor, can I get an explosion? We will be back all this week for Narc Week. Narc Week! God, why have I not done this every single year? If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure you do. And also, if this is your first time seeing these videos, honey, baby, sweetie, we got a whole playlist. I've been getting triggered watching this shit for years. So, I'll see you tomorrow. Narc Week!